Hello, good morning. Welcome to this mid-morning taste challenge. This is going to count for Friday. I have two bourbon whiskeys. Let me check my notes here. Okay, good. This is Ezra Brooks, Kentucky Straight Sour Mash Bourbon Whiskey, introduced in 1957, although the bottle claims 1800, the year 1800. No age statement. Since 1800, Ezra Brooks remains the perfect way to cap off the day. Well, I'm only finding trademark data back to 1957, so I can't answer for the first 157 years. 7 generations, they claim. They claim. I don't know. If you got some good information, let me know because I don't have it. But I'm going to go with 1957. This 80 proof edition is currently only exported to Australia. You can't buy it in the United States. Well, actually, I did buy it in the United States because I found this at a store in Jeppson Parish for $10.99 full-size bottle. And my friend David went looking for it. He said he didn't see any of it. So maybe somebody watched the video and went and bought it all. I don't know why they would. It's just regular old bourbon. Even though it's a 10-year-old bottle, if somebody thinks they're going to make money off of that, I think they're kind of dreaming, but I don't know about reshopping stuff. So anyway, 80 proof, aged at least 4 years, no age statement. Charcoal mellowed. They drip it through charcoal, then they age it, or they age it and then drip it through charcoal. I don't know the process. Sour mash, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Would I buy it again? I would theoretically. I like it. I won't buy it again because I've got 18 unopened bottles of bourbon that I need to address, which will probably take the rest of my life. Now here's Jeppson's. Introduced in 2020, way back at the beginning of the scamdemic, Jeppson's bourbon, but the company is a lot older. They were making this weird product called Malort, which I've never tried, but I would, I guess, try it. I wouldn't buy it. This was given to me. My friend David found it for half price. Normally it runs close to $30. He found it for about $15, which was a super sale. This is the older label. They have a new label they adopted last year. I haven't seen the new label. It's got the Chicago crest and flag on it. It's from Chicago Distillery, CH Distillery, Charles Jeppson's company, but it's actually officially CH Distillery. This one is 100 proof, and it's a clear glass bottle like this one. And it is a blend of straight, it says right there, a blend of straight bourbon whiskeys. It's not a straight bourbon whiskey. It's a blend of straight bourbon whiskeys from Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Now, I don't know why they thought they needed to get a blend of Kentucky, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Indiana whiskeys, but they did. They blended, bottled it in Chicago. It's not distilled there. Interesting fact. If you have straight bourbon whiskey, you cannot add coloring and you cannot add flavoring to it. If you have a blend of straight bourbon whiskeys, you can add coloring and flavoring and you don't even have to put it on the bottle. Crazy, right? True story. Okay. So could your bourbon be flavored? Yes, it could be. Certain type. Here's the website for Luxco. You go down to Ezra Brooks, showing $80 proof, 50 milliliter bottles for export, and the 70 centiliter or 700 milliliter bottles in Australia export, only for Australia export. So Mohicans, the last of the Mohicans. Here's Jeppson bourbon. There's the new label, which I've not seen. Flavors and instant appeal. Great for Manhattans, old-fashioned shooting or sipping. or even I'll add to that taste testing. There's a Glenclairn glass, which I used to have 4 of them. Thank you, John and Nilly. And they all were broken. Sickening story. A blend of straight bourbon whiskeys aged a minimum of 4 years in new charred American oak barrels. We create our winning flavor profile from a blend of barrels sourced, independent bottler, sourced from Kentucky and Tennessee, non-chill filtered and barreled at 100 proof. Jeppson's bourbon has notes of caramel, brown sugar, and vanilla, and a smooth finish. The mash bill is 75% corn, 21%, 4% malted barley. It's also a bourbon with versatility, great for sipping, mixing, and cocktails. Now, could it be the case that it's corn from Indiana, rye whiskey from Kentucky, malted barley whiskey from Tennessee, and they blend those 3 together? Well, yes, I suppose it could be. There's also a 90 proof version, which I've never seen, and a cask strength and a barrel finished. In sherry barrels, there's a cognac barrel finish and a port barrel finish. No, I've never seen these around. Sorry, haven't seen them. But you probably could order them. Although they might be common where you live. So let's update. 75% corn. Maize. 21% rye. And 4% malted barley, or as they call it in Scotland, single malt whiskey. So it's corn whiskey, rye whiskey, and single malted barley whiskey blended together in a concoction known as bourbon, or in this case, a blend of straight bourbons. But you see, I think they're all finished, they're all produced in each state, because they say a blend of straight bourbons. Well, if it was rye whiskey, it wouldn't be straight bourbon, right? And if it was malted barley, it wouldn't be straight bourbon. So that wouldn't make sense. So it's got to be, I don't know how they came up with this. Is it 3 bourbons with the same ratio, percentage formulation from 3 different states? 75, 21, 4, 75, 21, 4, 75, 21, 4 from Kentucky and Tennessee and Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. I don't know. It's really strange. It's really strange when you're a stranger. Okay, they're both amber. Not terribly dark. This one's a little darker, but not enough to make a difference. Price point, I think Ezra Brooks usually runs about $15. I've paid $10.99. Jeppson's usually runs about $29, $28. I didn't pay for it at all. It was a gift, but I think my friend David told me he got it for $15 on a super sale, which does happen like every week in Louisiana, as evidenced by this particular week with Santo Tequila. Runs close to $30. A local store having it for $16.99. I didn't buy it. I got too much tequila, but it would have been great to have. I hear a lot of things about Santo. Here, it's got a beautiful bottle and just can't buy it all. All right, now if they had brandy on discount or mezcal, I would have bought it because I'm kind of low on those back stocks. But other stuff, well, Canadian whiskey I could always use. So I'll always kind of go low on that. Oh, well. This smells smoky. That's strange because I don't think these are smoked whiskeys, but it smells smoky. Now explain that. Must be the Jeppsons, because Jeppsons is odd to start with. Am I sipping scotch? I don't know, man. I think that's Ezra Brooks, but I've been getting it wrong most of the time with Ezra Brooks. Ezra Brooks been confounding me, astounding me. and otherwise confusing me because it's so similar to the other bourbons I have, but cheaper in my case. Can't speak for other purchases. Okay, taste time. Cheers. Oh, yes, we know this flavor. Candy corn, sugar, rock candy. I mean, bourbon is so sugary to me. When I taste bourbon, it's like tasting sugar. And you might say, no, you're wrong. It's so dry. There's no sweetness. I don't think so. No, I don't believe that's right. Because I did flavored wine today, and it tastes like a bottle or can of sugar. It was actually canned in one of those aluminum cans that's shaped like a bottle with the twist cap, like you get with Coors Light. But and it did taste like sugar, and this tastes like sugar, and I don't really want all that sugar, but I mean that's what bourbon tastes like to me. Oh wow, crazy, but true, exciting and new. Um, Not quite as sugary, more barrel, more oak, and maybe more alcohol, maybe more alcohol. 80 proof, 100 proof. 10% difference. That is an important difference. And I think that's going to shine through. Just like your true colors come shining through. Shining through. Well, don't be afraid to let your true colors shine through. All right. But whiskey tasters just want to have fun. Um, some barrel action charred oak. Some, not really as much as I had thought. Over here, maybe more. I don't know. It's just got more strength, more power, more presence, more heaviness. It's strong. It's tough. It's rough. Are you tough enough? But yeah, it's got a lot of alcohol. No, it's I think it's the 100 proof. Yes, it's not bottled and bond. They don't claim that, but it's 100 proof. Oh, whoa, woo, rare. Well, this is the Jeppsons. I say. Now, is it better? I'm not too sure about that, but I say it's the Jeppsons. I got it. I got it. Oh, I don't know if y'all heard. Maybe they didn't tell you when you were gone, but I got it. Um, I don't shine shoes no more. No, but I give you everything I've got for a little peace of mind. But if I'm looking through a glass onion, I think this is stronger. But it is stronger. But I don't know if it has a better flavor. Though, honestly, I think it just has a different type of flavor. Bourbons can have different flavors, and it doesn't mean one's better than the other. But if this is $10.99 and this one's $30 or $28.99, I guess I'm gonna go with the Ezra Brooks. Thank you very much. Um, can I still find this? That's debatable. Some from someone doing field research for me, well, for himself actually, but reporting back. I said I think you overlooked it. This is my belief, but I can't prove it. But he did buy the early times, and he was fascinated by the flavor. I might add. He bought the old early times, the 1996 bottle. 29 years old. Get it? No, but I mean 29 years old. He was fascinated by it. I said, "But did you buy the current bottle? They got the current bottles right next to it." He said, "No, no, I didn't buy that." I said, "Okay." I do get the barrel char now. The wood, the oak. I think this is the last bourbon taste challenge in this calamitously bad results series. I think the whole exercise was not a calamity, and I think it was very enjoyable. It was very interesting because I just found out the hard way, but I found out that Ezra Brooks, at least I'm talking about the 80 proof. I can't speak for the 90 and the 99, which I've never had, but the 80 proof has character. It has some charred oak notes, but the thing about it, the character and the charred oak notes are not that differentiated from Jack Daniels, Jim Beam. Oh, any other regular old bourbon, it's just very standardized, very commercial, and which means it's in the A range. It's in the A. It's most excellent, but it just doesn't stand apart. It's in the mix. Is it better than Jim Beam? I wouldn't go that far. Maybe. Is it better than Jack Daniels? Nah, no way. But is it comparable to those? It is comparable to those and Ezra Brooks. This is Ezra Brooks. Evan Williams. Always get those confused. They start with an E. Evan Williams, Ezra Brooks, Jack Daniels, Jim Beam. I don't know why anybody would pay a penny more one over the other. I don't know. You could explain that to me, but I don't know the answer because it makes no sense to me. If I have those four lined up, Ezra Brooks, well, let's include, I'll bring in a fourth one if you want to get more involved. Henry McKenna, which is at least 4 years. Henry McKenna, the brown, I'm talking about the brown, the sour mash, the brown label, which I can still find for $9.99. Sounds like a lot, doesn't it? Henry McKenna, Ezra Brooks, Evan Williams, Jim Beam, and Jack Daniels. I line those five up. Which one do I buy? I buy whichever one is the cheapest. You see what I'm saying? I'm not paying a penny more one over the other. And I know people look at them differently. Some people that love Jack Daniels will start to tick off on McKenna, talking about, I wouldn't drink that. That's trash. I drink my Jack Daniels. Okay, you ever had Henry McKenna? No. Oh. Okay, you never had it, but it's trash. Okay, interesting. Interesting way to approach alcohol, alcoholic beverages. You don't actually try them out. You just pass judgment and you never had them. That's it's a novel approach. Probably a woefully inadequate approach, but I do know people literally that are like that. They want to get bunny bread. I want bunny bread. I'm looking for bunny bread. Where's the bunny bread? Well, obviously the shelf is completely empty. There is no bunny bread, but have you considered Wonder Bread? I wouldn't drink that. I wouldn't eat that. I would eat Wonder Bread if my life depended on it. I'm a bunny bread guy. Okay, so you've had bad experiences with Wonder Bread. Bad product, right? And then Sara Lee too, obviously, because it's like a whole shelf full of Sara Lee. I ain't never had no Wonder Bread nor Sara Lee. I don't eat garbage. I eat quality. Wonder Bread. I'm sorry, bunny bread. You might have noticed that they're all produced at the same Eastern New Orleans bakery, right? They all come out the same bakery. Did you notice that fact? Man, don't play games with me. I was in the army. All right. Okay. Never mind. Thank you. But anyway, you run across that with sandwich spread. I need blue plate. I want blue plate. Well, perhaps you could consider Kraft. I would never put that on my sandwich. Kraft is trash. You had it. You've tried it. No, I wouldn't try it. Okay. So I'm using like little anecdotes, like mimicking people, but this is like literally conversations I've had with people in Louisiana. You know, I'm like kind of like mocking their accent, whatever. But it's like the whole rationale of like I talk to people like this every day. Every day I speak to people that have this mindset. I wouldn't try Colt 45 malt liquor. I don't drink that. That's what is drink. Okay, what do you drink? I drink real beer. I drink Bud Light. Oh, okay. Good thing you're not drinking Colt 45. Well, I got to get back to planet Earth now. Anyway, Craft Beer Tastic says, I was just going to mention Henry McKenna. Henry McKenna is right there with Ezra Brooks and Evan Williams. You're right about that. They're all comparable. So like, why would you? That was the whole point of the rant. Why would you pay extra for it? I know I wouldn't. Now, talking about sandwich spread, people say you're the only person on the internet that wastes time talking about sandwich spread. That's probably true. But Great Value is okay. It's from Walmart, right? They don't make any products. They buy it from some supplier, probably a big company like, oh, I don't know. Let me think about that. Kraft? Could it be Kraft Heinz? But it's a little sour and kind of loud in its flavor. Like it's kind of, I'm not going to say off-putting, but it's not as like demure or refined as other sandwich spreads. It's a little, you know, when you try it, but it's not terrible, you know, but it's probably the least enjoyable. The second least enjoyable, because I had that one from Mexico. It was very pasty. It tastes like paste. Had the consistency of Elmer's school glue. So I wasn't too sure about that one. It was very pasty. But Blue Plate, obviously, the king. Kraft, the prince. But my whole point is, don't pass judgment on a product if you've never had the product. I think trying the product is an important part of tasting. You know, maybe I'm crazy. Good morning, Jay. I hope you have a blessed day, says Jason Cleveland in Washington State. People are too into marketing and hype. Oh, and brand loyalty is unreal. They say Pabst is trash, but never had it. Or they might have had it. I drank that stuff at a family reunion. I hated it. Oh, when was the family reunion? In 1976, when I was 9. Okay, first problem, it was 1976. That was 49 years ago. Second problem, you were 9. So that's, you know, we're talking about beer. So that right there is maybe not necessarily a good reference point. But people run with it. Boy, do they run with it. And don't even get into salad dressing. Talk about people fighting in a store. They'll fight on video. You got cameras. They don't care. If you talk about salad dressing, they'll fight. When that Wishbone gang shows up and they turn the corner and they got the Hidden Valley Ranch people, it's on. You don't want to be in that store when the Hidden Valley Ranch people turn the corner and meet up with the Wishbone gang. That's a salad dressing war, baby. That's bad. That's real bad. Has anyone ever told you that you look like the actor from the 1984 movie? Yes, you did. But being a 37th degree Mason, I guess that makes sense. But I want to say this to all the doctors, philosophers, professors, alchemists out there. I think the Jeppson's is a little bit better, but I wouldn't pay $15 or $10 more. I wouldn't pay $10 more, so obviously I wouldn't pay $15 more. So really nice products. Both of these are dynamite. You say they got a lot of flaws. I'd like to know what those flaws are, because I'm not detecting any flaw. They're really beautiful products, and I love them. And And I've got my hand in my pocket, and the other one is flashing a peace sign. The other one is flicking a cigarette. But I think everything's going to be quite all right. Anyway, cheers to you, Bobby D. Cheers to all of y'all. Cheers. Blue cheer. Blue cheer. All right. Thanks, everybody. Y'all take care. And see you next time. Oh, well, it's going to be a hot time in the afternoon because I have to mow the lawn, and oh, it's going to be amazingly hot. So if you don't ever see me again on these hangouts, you'll know what happened. All right, or you'll have a good idea what happened. All right, thank you. Bye-bye, everybody.